Design, production, and materials dance intertwined.
It's a new approach for marketeers. It's a new approach for us to understand.
Why is this little astronaut so happy?
We are the storytellers.
That's where we come in.
You're getting the hang of it.
I would like to explore what makes good design successful and reflect upon the process by discussing a project. My name is Cohen, as you know. I've worked and played in the marine industry since I was a kid. I've worked on and run design projects and new builds for everything from kayaks to hardware and components, windmill wings, and Vendée Globe boats. Each project has brought a journey with new challenges and new learning. There's some kind of an elusive element in design and production challenges, and be it in the boat shed or in the design office, every new creation seems to bring a list of design expectations contrasted by material realities and production realities. Design, production, and materials dance sort of intertwined, and it is within this dance that we can innovate. I try to visualize the needs and limitations of every new design challenge, and the C seems to be sort of a need a hands-on approach to design, and I hope that this approach delivers an honest product with a down-to-earth user experience. I seem to understand my decisions better when I reflect upon the what and the why and the how that drove decisions in a project. Questioning product goals and processes has been central to me to planning a design roadmap. Yacht and component design have taught me that production techniques can be driven by expected volumes as well as material and labor costs. Balancing materials and processes is essential to developing a product that brings value to the table. Our industry is often driven by functionality, and a new boat design will always need to address a myriad of expectations. These culminate in the boat as an experience, and all parameters need to meet the expectations of the design brief, and all will need to survive at sea. Only then will the design be appreciated and permitted to flourish. Material choices are often dictated by circumstances. Their consequences need to be questioned and understood before being deemed appropriate for the goals of the project. Materials are no more than the tools with which we realize our designs, and they need to fit into the processes available while delivering the performance demanded of them. Process and production environments are also central in deciding on a design theme. 1,000 FRP life canisters will require a very different approach to lamination than a few cruising hulls. We can't put process in front of the needs of the product, but process needs to be incorporated in the original vision of a design. So, marine design requirements are exceptionally dynamic and harsh. Thus, I think the yachting industry lays a really good foundation for tackling broader design challenges. With this as hand, my partner Meta and I launched a new venture, developing a line of wood and carbon fiber bicycles for our new startup, Coh&Co Copenhagen. Copenhagen is dominated by cycling, and it permeates all facets of our lives. Copenhagen was founded to bring some ideas to a new modern lifestyle, and a cycling lifestyle we believe is spreading across Europe. Wooden bikes are subject to many preconceived notions about performance, longevity, and weight. We love our wooden bikes, but the fact is we're a cycling product manufacturer and we're not wed to wood. We chose a wood-carbon hybrid because of its unique ride qualities. This material competes with carbon on performance as well as price. Wooden frames turn heads, but we needed to create something exceptional to sweep roadies off their feet. We needed minimum weight, maximum stiffness, and better power transfer. Despite the evidence of hundreds of years of fishing fleets, we also needed to show that this stuff was tough compared to what we were competing against. There are other wooden frame manufacturers. Most are finger joining like furniture. Ours are built of continuous wooden veneers interleaved with carbon. Our wooden veneers follow the load path in the frame. Our frame structure is closer to that of a ring frame than that of a piece of furniture. Our bikes don't go to sea, but they do take the constant punishment of a rider pushing across the Pyrenees, and they must be rock steady at 100km/h descents, no matter what the road condition. Each frame is consists of 14 components, and only 4 are model and size specific, and this has allowed us to streamline our production. We choose to build complex structural components in a modular fashion and then integrate them into a mechanical ecosystem that reflects the production interests without compromising performance. This production-oriented design has influenced the aesthetics of the bike and resulted in a very handsome is as handsome does result. Design development was driven by shop floor experience, testing, and ideas about production rationalization. Lack of data history for this sort of composite, combined with the subjective nature of load input scenarios, has required a grassroots boatshed style approach. Despite modeling, only metal parts were femmed. Design and production have worked together to achieve a common goal, and all parts were laminated and then vacuum laminated and pressed against single-sided mold. Frame pieces are glued up and sliced like bread for each individual frame. Our biggest remaining challenge seems to be finish, as is for many others. We began with a notion that a unique material choice could bring performance gains and a better riding experience. We quickly saw that we needed to streamline production and focus on a performance-oriented goal to meet our price point. This initiated a series of decisions that were instrumental in defining the aesthetics of the design. This project led us through a very broad range of challenges. Some were function-driven. How do we make this guy light and cool-looking? Others were material-driven. How do we process wood as needed? Others production-oriented. How do we ensure repeatability and cost containment? Our design tells a story, and the proof seems to be in the ride. Maybe our common thread lies in the why, and the what, and the how, the purpose and the materials of the process. We've got a lot of new products coming out in the next 12 months, all of them with a little bit in what we've learned in the boating industry, and all of them are really teaching us a lot about materials and techniques. Thank you.